about a Grand Master instructor.
Okay, bow to third and second degree, welcome. And let's do our warm up. So I'm composing my official offer for this space.
Oh.
Here's for whatever that's worth. Because I'd like to get it over with. If it's going to be a no, then let me just stop. I'm tired of thinking about it. Just drop it and switch. Although I have the bug enough in me that I might look around for something else too. That's why I find the whole exercise of looking is useful. You know, even if I don't, it's like house shopping or something. You ever house shop or apartment? Like an apartment shop or whatever. You don't know what you want, but every time you go to a new house, you start learning what you don't like, what you do like, and you don't like, and then pretty soon you walk in and you're like, oh, this is perfect. This would be perfect.
Plus, like we were saying the other day, you know, the best time to look for a job is when you have a job.
Yeah.
The best time to look for a new place is when you have a place and you're not
Yeah,
pressured.
there's no sense of urgency.
Yeah.
I can just suck it up and borrow some money and pay the rent and stuff and do the things, you know. Wait it out in this room with you guys. Okay, inside. That's a very good point.
It's when you're, you know, living on somebody's couch that you have to say, I have to find a place this week.
Yeah. Yeah, people are still buying houses out there. I have two people I know, not close, that close, but one's a roommate. She bought a house, and it happens still. So you might not think it's not the best time to like look for a lease space, but I'm like, well, like you said, I'm like, people are buying houses now, so is it a bad time to buy a house with the uncertainty of things? Well, you don't know who she is in this recording. Probably no one will ever watch this recording. Hey, if you are watching this someday, let me know I said that and say, no, sir, I did watch it. But yeah, I haven't seen her in 4 months since March, because she wanted to quarantine with her family and her extended family, her grandmother. So they didn't leave the house and they could all be together and stuff. And she wouldn't be away from her grandma especially. And so she's been living with her parents and her grandma for the last 4 months, and working from home because she has a job that she can work remotely, not like you. So she's, I imagine, I bet you want to get out, but you're not going to move in with me. I'm out in, I'm interacting with tons of people, albeit at a social distance in a mask, but still. Yeah.
Same.
Yeah, but yeah, you're out, you know. Did we talk about the generation, what they're going to call the generation that grew up through this? Did we? So I visited my cousins, and one of them just turned 13. So she said that, you know, she's a quarantine.
Ouch.
I'm like, okay. It wasn't a dad joke. It's not my joke. It was her joke. It was a 13-year-old girl. She said that to me. She said, yeah, we're like we're the quarantines. That's what they're going to call this generation. And I said, no, they're going to call you the coronials. You know, like she's in between. She's not like, I think they call them millennials, and then the generation after it that are around 20 now are called Z generation.
Right.
And so she's 13, so she's growing up, coming of age in a time of I don't know, it could go on for a couple of years, right? So lockdown, unlocked, locked, unlocked. I heard another term on news the other day. How was it? It was like a new way of using a word. It was like, whoa, that's what it is. It wasn't de-opening, but it was kind of like, you opened up everything and then you had to close it, so you had to de-open. But that wasn't the word. Yeah, I see now a future student watching this video like 10 years from now. It's like, I guess you always like just chatted during the beginning of your classes. I'm like, I always did. Like I've been doing this a long time, and I'm not gonna chat the whole class. We will get focused and actually learn stuff.
Well, I mean, and then whoever's in this class have been here for a long time, so it's a little bit more.
Yeah, no, it is totally. Yeah. People that come to this class, some of them I trained personally the whole time they were here, and others not, and it's 10 years plus for most of them. Got to give you some good information each class, otherwise it's not my conversation that you're coming back for, I'm pretty sure. All right. Man, I really so totally flip-flopped in my head. Like, I'm like, no way, I don't want to move. I don't want to do it. It's a mistake. I shouldn't do it. Even if it's a good deal or they work something out. Nah, it's just, and then I flip back and go, it's going to be so cool. I think of CK Chu's school, which was one big, long hallway, not as wide as this room. Like CK Chu, I go train with him in New York. Wall, and then twice the width of this, and the AC cranked up all the way because you have to work for your cheek. Like it was really like frigid in that room, 60 degrees maybe, and you have to hold the embracing porch. It's so cold. There's like 30 people, 40 people all lined up, all doing embracing porch next to each other in a couple rows. Anyways, so I think about that. Most schools are big, narrow hallways. Did we switch?
I switched.
We did?
I
I
did.
did.
You switched?
I
You
did
did?
not.
Okay, go ahead and switch. I switched, but I forgot to say anything. Did you switch at home? Okay. All right. So let's do a different one of the 11 qigongs today. All right. You may not remember this, but one of the 11 qigongs is embracing horse. Did you remember that?
Uh-huh.
And so the embracing horse is really good for opening the Ming Man. You don't know what that means, but it means that it's just helping this part of your lower back connect and be flexible. So let's do this with me at home if you're watching this. We'll just do like, I can see the clock behind the camera. Like we'll hold for like 2 or 3 minutes, all right? You guys know how to do it, but I'll say it for those Chen stylists that all did Kung Fu, is you separate the feet about shoulder width, you bend the knees and you bend forward. When you bend forward, you want to feel the hips tuck in so that the lower back feels rounded to you. It feels rounded here, that the arch of the back is not there. Let's see, the knees are bent. We don't want to have the back arching a lot when our knees are bent. If our knees are straight, we have our natural curve. It should be there. It shouldn't be overarched or tucked in when your legs are straight. Legs bent, tuck in like you're going to pick up something heavy. Okay, that's enough talk about it. Just hold it for a few minutes. Focus on your breathing. Relax the stomach. Yeah, just about 2 minutes. Go ahead and straighten the legs. Circle the hands up, push the palms down. Okay, let's still continue and do the tendon lengthening, marrow washing, chi soothing method. Tendon lengthening. Yeah. Okay, and release. And a couple rounds of yin yang balancing chi mobilizing method. And release. Twist it out. Anything else you need to do? Unless there's a specific request, I think it would go with what we've been doing. So if you are watching this, the last few classes we've been running the whole set because we finished learning it, but we are now just doing Q&A and trying to get the different parts okay, both for the Erlu form and also for the Chen fan form. All right. Yeah. sweep around. So there we go. Pretty cool form, right? On Facebook, hey, send me an email if you're, or if emails still exist. Let me know if you're watching this years from now. And they're like, Facebook? That's still around? That's not around anymore. What is he talking about? How old is this video after all? Anyways, it's a Facebook group for like martial arts school owners. And someone posted, what's your favorite form? And then most of them are hard karate guys. And they're like, back fist side kick combination. Yeah, that's their answer. I post the clip of the ending of this form. This is my favorite form. So, what's my favorite form? The form I'm doing now. That'll be my new answer. Because I really miss 38 form because I'm not really practicing it. But I taught it, I practiced it, and then also taught it for years in the Black Sash class. So. Anywho, we can do that again. We can do a section. What's your poison?
Wouldn't mind getting this kick.
Ah, that kick part, yes. Yeah. I miss a beat on it every once in a while, but I usually nail it, so I can give you a good explanation and help. So, Joe, what did she ask about for off camera? That kick when you come around and slap your foot and you land like here, and then you do that next part. Okay? I would call it the inside crescent. So, let's do that together. So I'm going to scoot back so when I center on the camera better when we actually do that move. So when we're practicing in the room, we're not actually way over here on these moves. We're over there on the other side. So here, we come here, and we've done one. Here, taking it easy, and two. And we come here, and then here's three. Then circle the left hand to an X. See that? Circle the left hand to an X. Let's do that one more time. So we came here, number three, boom. Circle the left hand to an X. That actually starts with your body turning to get the leg up. So, you're here, circle the hand, turn the body, and there goes that foot. And then you land in the attack stance. The left hand stays up, the right hand stays like this. It just always thinks, to me it always, the ending position looks like the Karate Kid, and the Karate Kid like getting ready to like punch, you know, when he's nervous and he's in his cat stance with his hands open like that. So I'm like, it's the Karate Kid. So there's kind of like a feeling of twisting in a twist stance and then kicking, but it doesn't kick towards the camera or towards that way, let me just call it, since we're on camera. It still kicks that way. So I only get the beginning of the twisting I would do in my hips. And I do that here. And you see how that begins it? And then immediately. So I'm still making contact as if the opponent's head or the target, when you hit your hand, you both know this, and maybe you do too at home. We're simulating impact, right? When we do these, when we hit our hand. But this one's left hands get hit with the left foot, and it's getting hit not that way, but that way. Give it a shot on your own, and I realized I didn't set up a water for myself. I'm going to do that. Practice a few times, and we'll review it again and do any other sections you want.
All right. See it? At home, pretend I'm looking at you.
That's much better.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was missing that wind up, so it felt weird. I was like kind of stepping up or doing that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, and I always thought the target was over there, so.
It would feel natural, so Ms. Burns says it feels better now, that she's more clear with it. Mr. Haley was saying, I thought the target was over there. And for a full good load up, it would feel natural for it to hit over there. And this one is really like, boom, ready, kick, you know, and so. Yeah. Could be mistaken, but that's what, usually I get like 95% correct on the first look at those recordings. All right, another part? If not, we can work on fan, or we can run the set one more time, or,
I say, run it.
yeah, okay, this is gonna run the set one more time, and then we'll switch over to fan form. Let me know if you're watching these, because since we finished these forms, I'm inclined to not stream them live anymore and just have an in-person class so I can do more correction, since we're not in a stage of instruction, okay? But just something to consider. I've already done that on Fridays, because everyone who wants to do the class is showing up, right? So I'm like, no one's ever even said, hey, why aren't you sending them? Because I don't know what to tell you. I have everyone's learned the form already. All right. Let's start. Take a couple deep breaths, of course, feel centered. We don't always do that in a classroom setting, but hopefully you have established some semblance of a home practice, at least occasionally. And really, getting centered is the key to enjoying your form at home. You know, it's just like how you feel after the young class. If you get that centered, calm feeling, you try to do the form while being calm. In class, it's hard for me to be calm because I'm excitable and I'm explaining things, and that means my mind's thinking. It's not the same. So I'm not always modeling that well here. That aspect of being calm. busy doing the circles. Fine. Now right. That's closer to full speed and power, right? Okay, get your fans, or take a break. Get your fans. Take a break. Oh man, another time that if I wasn't on camera, I'd be like, all right, let me see you do your forms. Okay? So we'll see about retiring the recording of this class. I'll just play it by ear. Hey, if you're watching this and you're like, no, I watched it afterwards. Let me know. Don't worry. Like, I'll check with everyone who normally comes before I would do it. All right. From the top. Yeah, I'm going to try to push it a little bit closer to the camera. So, let's see what happens. Again. we've done it as a group. And like you said, last time was the first time you did it without wondering what the next move was. It's a good job on that. If you're at home doing this, if you did the same thing, that's cool. If that was too fast for you, watch it again on half speed. Follow at half speed. Or follow some of the old recordings in this playlist. Okay, should we go home now? Comments, questions, suggestions?
I mean, it's just repeating.
Repeat. I'm gonna, yes?
My trouble spot is still from Dragon on the Ground through Golden Rooster, see the turnaround double front jump kick.
Okay, let's review that. And then what I probably will do is let y'all lead it on camera. As long as you're okay with that. You know, a little pressure. You know, and you're like,
I
whatever.
don't mind being immortalized.
Immortalized. I mean, I said it's
We're
a
wearing
lot.
masks. No one will know who we are.
No, we don't even know who you are. Who is that? Who is that? I can't see. Can you read her uniform? Rewind it. Who did he say it was? Yeah. Okay, so Mr. Haley had a good question. So again, we just flipped this guy. Which way did we flip him? Yeah, so we stopped. Yeah, we flipped him like this. We stopped, we turned, we dropped. And ideal one for you do this. So you're all the way down. Then you shift, and there goes the fist. Then it looks like a blocking in, but really it's just like brush knee, from brush knee push in Yang style. It comes by your face, comes by your stomach, comes by your knee. As you twist, bring this up by your ear, and then spiral this guy up, just naturally, and then stop. Not hard, but just stomp and squat a little. Because we flip and close it, pass it off, and we've squatted so that we can do this. And it's a horse stance. And it opens, that's right. Then it comes back, cat stance to close, and then before we do more, want me to lead it again or try it on your own?
One more time.
Okay, I'll lead it again. Let me get a little closer to the camera. I know sometimes my feet get cut off, but you know, it's not a big deal. So here we go. We just stomped. We flipped this up and caught it and stomped, and then we're turning and dropping, and then we're shifting. There goes the fist. Blocks in, down, and up as you turn. Continue up, down, flip, pass it off, and jump right, left, and then the kick and all the other stuff. Okay, give that a shot on your own. It's good to practice that one little section anyways. And I'm not expecting you to suddenly regain your youthful flexibility, but if you're not twisting or hurting your knee, try to sink down on the dragon on the ground. Try to see if you can take it lower, as long as you're not sinking or twisting your knee or straining yourself in some awkward way. Even if you're only going down that much, it's going to help condition and open up your joints and improve your strength and flexibility, which, you know, that's the promise of Tai Chi, the longevity. We're all going to get older. How much can we delay feeling like physically as we're older? Tai Chi definitely helps with that. Your PSA is not finished.
Is this left kick?
It's a left slow heel kick. So once we get to that point, we
That's
just
it.
pick up the knee, kick really, really slowly, bring it back, and then when you put it down, you twist, close, and jump. practicing at home? You got another question? So let me have your attention or finish up the round you're on. Yes.
So since I've been focusing on the tossing and catching it,
Uh-huh.
when you don't do it, what is it
Oh.
like a?
Yeah, I just don't want the whole video to be filled of us continuing to drop and pick up our fan. I'll bravely try it here once. Okay, so you're here. Ms. Durkin was the one that really keyed into the trick. If you're trying to flip it, you'll be too aggressive. It'll spin too many times and you won't be able to catch it. If you just think about it turning in place and you switching your hand to catch it, like you're just turning it and then switching your hand to catch it. So I mean, you're here, you go here, and you do a little dip, you do a little turn, and turn. Like you turn to the left, and then you can turn it and get it over. But yeah, the class, I don't want the recording just full of us dropping the fan over and over. So that's the first answer. But the second answer, what am I doing to fake it?
Yes.
So that I'm not full of drop fan videos of us looking like fools doing our fan over and over again, is I go here. Let me see if I can remember what I do. Here, here, here. I go. I just grab it and flip it over, because that's about all it does anyways. Because you also need to do this and this. See the turning of the body? This and this, which is very similar to when we did 38 form single whip. Because you know all the single whips and all the forms some of them are just slightly different with how they're done. So the 38 form does this thing. Let me see if I can do a pickup from it. But anyways, you go like this, and then you go like this, this, in the 38 form. So this is like really reminiscent of that. Whereas the Erlu we just did is, and we just roll right into it. And the 38 form is like, what the heck? And then you turn and, huh? And then, huh? You know, it's like all these things. But this is very similar to that. Whether or not you flip it, it's that, and then that circle. Does that answer your question? So I created my own faking it because I didn't want to keep dropping it. Definitely, if we had a performance, we'd practice that a lot. But the 24 form video that we've been emulating, he does turn his hips to his right, and then he turns them to his left, and it's just a little flipping over, and then flipping over. Oh, and then I'm going to go ahead and do it where it's all messed up. When you're first trying this, everyone tries to throw it in the air, and then it's everywhere. You know, they're like, I got to throw it up high enough to be able to catch it. And it's like, no, just flip it in place.
Yeah, I was practicing it at home, and I left the ceiling fan on. I was like,
Yeah.
I took it. I was like, oh.
Yeah, it's like, let me flip it up in the air really, really high, and then it's on the floor. So yeah, it just pretty much turns in place anyways for you to catch it.
So explain the left hand again?
So the left hand, with or without letting go and re-catching, so I'll simulate, so I don't have a bunch of drops over and over again. I'll simulate and come up. Once it flips over, then you've caught it. You're pulling back, aka chambering from martial arts, and turning to the right.
Okay.
Then you're flipping the hand back over, and you're skimming the hand like that.
So think chamber with the fan.
Yeah. And if you do that all correctly, and you started correctly, once you do single whip, and you let this guy rotate back, the decorative side will show. Right? Doesn't really matter. And if you want to make sure to always do it, there are fans with two decorative sides. So, you know, like, okay. Yeah. I didn't share their article, but it's a fun article that, I don't know why someone would do a Tai Chi master would do a fight with the Jiu-Jitsu guy. Like, my perception of Tai Chi is, yes, it's a martial art, but we all know we're using martial arts to understand it better, not because we're going to go out and fight an MMA style bout. And so there's a couple guys, an MMA guy, and rightfully so in some ways. I agree with him. He's like challenging people who say they're masters, like self-proclaimed and it's giving Kung Fu, but mostly Tai Chi, a bad name, which is weird, because, again, I don't think of someone who's a master of Tai Chi entering a UFC battle, especially because I'm not as good as I was 20 years ago, as far as like fighting someone in a match with the cardio that I would need and the strength and flexibility. I'm good for a couple punches, strategically place punches in self-defense. But what I'm saying is the government of China is now cracking down on self-declared masters. So they're like, hey guys, no more self-declaring yourself. I'm like, hey, that's going to be good because it is ruining the reputation for those who pay attention to that reputation of Tai Chi and Kung Fu in the world. So, yeah. Any other questions? One more time?
Yes, sir.
I'm game. Try to get a little closer to the camera, see what happens. Don't stay at the floor. Leave your balance. Safe. We honor the masters who came before us and seek to follow their examples.
About a Grand Master instructor.
Taught a third and second degree advanced black sash classes. Good job, you guys.